Because I love using new tech tools, I thought I would use, I think it's called Microsoft Clip Champ, to make a video on my favorite topics, which is all about books. So I think I'm going to do this all summer long, just, the random books that I'm reading and kind of read from some of them and some of my thoughts. So tonight's whatever it is, I'm reading from Jamie Varon, which is Jamie with an IE, and Varon, Varon, Radically Content, Being Satisfied in an Endlessly Dissatisfied World. So if you've never seen this book, it was published let's see, it was published in 2022. So we were in the thick of chaos, right? Things were going on, and so it was a time where we were pretty much a lot was going on. So um, I want to share the inside of the book. It says this book is dedicated to the nonconformist, rebels, and sensitive souls. May we continue to be bold, brave, and open. So I've only gotten to about the first chapter, but this book has a really great, um, really great intro, and there were some key areas that I kind of highlighted. So I'm just gonna talk about those areas and not really get into everything. So honestly, this is going to be a very short episode. Um, the first one that I highlighted was on page 11 of the text. And it says, if enough of us opt out, a tide will shift. Page 11, all the way down at the bottom, just like almost the second to last sentence. If enough of us opt out, a tide will shift. Now, that's something to think about, because there's a lot going on, whether it's in your workplaces, whether it's in your school systems, whether it's in our political environment, right? That's just driving people to their wits' end, right? We're really dissatisfied. But one thing I can say is that when there's chaos, we don't have to follow the chaos. We don't have to um, engage in that group think, right? So if you've ever been in a workplace or in a committee or in a situation with more than one person, at least three people, possibly five or more people, where you're sitting, you don't want to be left out. So you agree to disagree, but you agree with something that you know is wrong. And that's what I think this statement talks about, is that some of the things that are currently going on, we can resist, right? We can change the tide. So just think about that. If enough of us opt out, a tide will shift. And then this book kind of goes into another section which says part one, which is to unlearn. So this is right before chapter one. And I'm just going to kind of read from some of that page and paraphrase, because I literally am only into 24 pages of this book, but I wanted to get it started. So it says, every big transformation starts with awareness. Awareness is one of the most powerful tools in our lives. Without being conscious of our environment and the subtle messages we're consuming, we may live on autopilot, subconsciously trying to keep up with values that we don't personally have. If only we'd slow down enough to know ourselves intimately. And so when you think about that, just that first paragraph, it's really about being by yourself, hearing that inner voice. Not the noise on the outside, not the yin yangers on the side of you, not the people in the back of the bus, just listening to your thoughts, right? And so she goes on, or this person goes on, I think, because Jamie could be male or female, so I don't want to assume they go on. It says how you interpret your life, and this is like a little bit further down. This is how you interpret your life is how you experience your life. When you can change the filter in which you see yourself and your life is freedom. So it says how you interpret your life is how you experience your life. When you can change the filter in which you see yourself and your life, it's freedom, right? And a lot of times, especially, we hopefully learn this lesson as we age, right? Hopefully. Not always, but hopefully we can learn that lesson. And the lesson is that perception is everything, because perception can either could either stop you in your tracks or help you go forward, right? There's a lot of undeveloped monarchs, I would say, like human beings that were supposed to be beautiful butterflies, these monarch birds who are free to fly wherever they want to go for the period of time that they will do that. But don't do it because they have self-doubt, or don't do it because they think, um, you know, somebody's stopping them from doing something, right? And we all know, as one of our students at the college, at Manor College, has told us, and she said to several people, we have a choice, right? We have a choice. Sometimes we don't like our choices. And sometimes we got to live with our choices, right? But I think how you interpret your life really shows how it is. So, like for me, as I'm in this menopausal, waiting for whatever this is to end, um, I'm always I'm always reminded that, you know what? Yeah, this is a crazy time. Your body's doing some crazy things. You're sweating, all these crazy things. Your hair, all this crazy stuff. But there's a blessing in this. You're still here, right? I know a lot of people who are not here at my age. They died much younger. I know a lot of people that are my age and they're sick, right? And they could die. And I know a lot of people who are older than me and they're miserable, like literally miserable. And like for me, I think the older you get, the less miserable you should be, because one, you have less life ahead of you. You survive so much life, and you're at the point that, especially when you get to like retirement age, I don't care. You don't like me, right? That kind of thing. So this is an interesting book that I will come back to. But this is the first book talk. We'll call it book talks. This is book talks with Dr. Cherie Crosby-Weeks. So I just gave myself a title, book talks.